Talk now? Nope. What just happened? What just happened? No. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me unplug the laptop here. Hold on. Okay, now try to talk. Nope, I've lost you completely. Like I lost your audio. Did something disconnect on your side? What? Okay. No, just leave it on the table, Brody. What just happened? How did I lose Doovies completely? Oh. Not my speakers. My speaker's working, but I've lost your audio. Yeah, where your audio, dude? Okay. What the fudge? Hold on, let me try something here real quick. Just gonna throw a random. Uh. Yeah. What did I? How did I lose your the Google Chat volume? So weird. Yay, technical difficulties. Yes.
Hold on. What the?
Hold on, hold on. I don't have this muted, do I? Nope. Double Charlie. That's scary. No, dummy. I put it over there for a reason. Yes. Weird. Was it one of those like auto settings?
No, it was in the hub on my actual audio box.
Huh.
I blame Rose.
Weird.
She's like, you're gonna be late on the show tonight. Can't happen. So I'm just gonna try sabotage.
Damn you.
How does my audio level sound?
Perfect.
There's a little bit of echo coming from your side.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. That's not right. Talk again.
So, can you still hear me? Hopefully I didn't get turned off.
What the fudge?
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but for some reason... What the hell? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, try it now.
Hello.
There we go. It was not being picked up on the whatchamacallit? The actual streaming software.
Gotcha. All right, let's do this.
Yes, let's do this. Hit the record button and begin. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Disjunct Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Hello, good sir of the world.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Greetings and salutations on this actually quite lovely day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, topics, thoughts, opinions, please add them to the chat, be it on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. And without further ado, let us begin. Now, I will apologize. I am sweating profusely, so if it looks like I am about to pass out, it's because I just got back from a basketball game, and I just took a shower, and I haven't really cooled off yet. Anyways, so we unfortunately did miss last week's Thursday Night Hangout. So, yes, it's also excitement for having, come back and being able to once again hang out during the Thursday night. All right, let's start off first with some good news. And that is that there was a new version of Trigun that came out recently in the past, 2 years, called Trigun Stampede. It was a new take on the Trigun anime, and people have been wondering, when's the next chapter? I must have more. Well, you're in luck. There is going to be one final chapter, and this one is going to be called I was about to say Star Wars, which would have been stupid. Trigun Stargaze, and is set to arrive 2026. And here's a little blurb about it so that you understand that it's not going to be exactly where Trigun Stampede left off, okay? It's been 2.5 years since the Lost July tragedy, which laid waste to an entire city and engulfed the whole world in chaos. Meryl, now a senior journalist, continues her search for Vash with her new, younger sidekick, Millie, and runs into Wolfwood along the way. As plant robberies begin taking place once again, they sense Millions Knives organization conspiring behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Vash has taken the new name Eric's and is living in hiding in a backwater town when he gets an abrupt visit from Jessica, a young girl with an SOS from the third ship they call home. He thus decides to put an end to a long-standing feud in order to protect those dear to him. Just as the pieces of the story begin falling back together again, the planet receives a message from the far reaches of outer space. We are a fleet of colony ships from Earth. Those who wish may accompany us to a new frontier. The entire population rejoices at this news. However, as if to mock their celebration, the one-winged angel returns to wreak havoc and despair. Fates collide to forge a final conclusion for the panicked planet.
Can you give me a 10-word recap? Because I have no idea what you just said.
Basically, you're going to be introduced to Meryl's sidekick, Millie.
Too many
because
words.
She was missing in the first half. There is going to be a new colony ship that magically appears, which was not in the original anime. And there's going to be, plot twists galore. The Eric's thing was in the first anime, in the original Trigun anime. But they are definitely changing. They're definitely changing the storyline from the original anime.
And are you excited for this?
I'm excited just because I'm all in for more Trigun. I'll be very curious to see if they actually introduce more of Knives' gang, because they really didn't. I mean, they did a little bit in Trigun Stampede, but I want to see a lot more of his company, his
stuff going on, his awesomeness, whatever that may
his
be.
bad guys. I want to see Legato, basically. Legato is a messed up mofo.
I just think of Mr. Roboto when you say that.
Legato actually has Vash's real arm. It's grafted onto him. That's how messed up it is, man.
That sounds very useful.
It is.
I could use a robot on my arm, get some work done.
Anyways, so I'm excited. 2026 can't get here soon enough, but it will be once again it'll be done by Studio Orange, who was the studio that did Trigun Stampede. So it's not like they're changing studios. So it'll be pretty to look at.
Nice.
Anyways, so yeah. All right. Next up, Nintendo lawsuit.
Another one?
Right? This one totally makes sense.
Could that be our weekly topic? The next Nintendo lawsuit.
I know. Nintendo newest lawsuit. This one makes total sense, though. They're going after a Reddit moderator, who's been basically pirating Switch games. They are seeking $4.5 million. I totally understand. You're pirating games. You're making money. You're taking money away from the IP owners. I understand that one. So this one,
actually cost the IP owners money, because you don't know if those people are going to buy the games legally. You're making
the potential for the IP to gain money.
I mean, if I'm buying a Nintendo product, I'm also potentially taking money from Sony. because I'm buying Nintendo instead of Sony, so maybe I should sue them.
All right, smarty pants.
Just say. Yes, I'm being a
I
pain in
know.
the ass.
Yes, he
Part of
is.
my job.
Zealeus
I
is
told
trying.
supposed to be.
I mean, even though I am against the rising prices for games, I am against piracy because I have quite a few friends that are still in the industry. Though there's
I
less
did
and
find it
less of
interesting that
them.
they actually according to the article, they actually did reach out to the pirater.
Yeah.
It was basically like, yo, knock it off.
Yep.
And he proceeded to basically enact and continued behavior. So, as much as I was being the devil's advocate, I can't really fault Nintendo on this either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here to promote piracy, but I also have a hard time getting worked up usually over pirates. But in a case like this, where he was clearly the ringleader and basically had an opportunity to clean the slate, it's kind of like, well, yeah, maybe should have used used your brain a little bit better, probably, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
And the ironic part is probably somebody like him, as far as a computers and operations perspective, probably knows their shit.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, they could probably actually get a pretty decent paying real job to pay the bills.
Yep.
Because in order to do what that guy's doing, you have to have pretty good technical acumen. So it is kind of funny that normally those kind of fellows could have probably got a job elsewhere doing something productive to society.
Yep.
But yeah, probably should have shut it all down the first time Nintendo came calling. Because there's one company who's not going to stop.
It's Nintendo.
Yeah, they're going to be
they're like a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
They're the company. They're the kind of company that once they lock onto you, they're going to bleed you dry.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome to the court system.
Anyways, so okay, we've got quite a few topics, so that's why we're kind of jumping around here. But the next one, in my mind, is really exciting. We talked about maybe a couple months ago that Dungeon Crawler Carl was going to be made into a TV series, which was, in my mind, freaking phenomenal. And now there is another book series that I somehow stumbled onto. Actually, it was my son who stumbled onto it. He, his English teacher was basically getting rid of excess books from the in class library, and so he took one book home, and it was the second book in a series, and it sounded interesting. So I was like, oh, I'll pick up the first one, and I got it on Audible and fell in love with the series. The series is called, the first novel is called Scythe. It's by Neil Shusterman.
I've seen that at the bookstore, but it's actually somewhere on my Amazon list.
It is.
I haven't read it, but I'm familiar with the title.
It is good.
I've seen it mentioned a lot.
I've done the first. I've listened to the audiobook of the first one, and I've started the second one. But basically, humanity has conquered death, basically, and everything is controlled by what's called the Thunderhead, which is kind of like Skynet, but a nice Skynet. But because the humans have conquered death, in order to kind of control population numbers, there is a organization that's outside of the Thunderhead. The Thunderhead, Skynet, does not get to decide who lives and who dies. It is a separate entity of humans, immortal humans, because all humans are immortal. But there's this organization called Scythes that have like a quota that they have to fulfill. of basically retiring individuals. And so it's basically the story is centered around a couple of those individuals and their trials and tribulations. Because the first book is about basically trainees.
As it turned out, the organization is actually secretly corrupt from inside out.
Bingo.
And they have to what?
Bingo. There's
and
corruption in there.
Save humanity from the shackles of the oppressive regime, the secretly repressive regime.
Well, there's people who are actually psychopaths who like to bend the rules and stuff.
Yeah, the problem is like you read enough of those type of books and it's the same exact plot every time. Like the trappings are different, like as far as like in this case you have the scythes and what the organization is, but like in the end I struggle because I have very little, I feel like, suspension of belief in that I know what's coming because I know that the organization is going to be evil at some point.
Well, okay. I would recommend you read the book because there is some twist that you may not see coming.
Fair enough. But then the other problem I have too is, so like, okay, I haven't read Scythe to be fair, but another example is the Maze Runner, right? Are you familiar with Maze Runner?
No, I haven't.
So again, it's another one where it's the end of the world apocalypse. Like a lot of kind of the young fantasy dystopia, and you have this, evil organization.
Mm-hmm.
But I also look at it kind of, I don't want to say too much of your spoilers, but pragmatically, they are authentically trying to save the world.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the idea of like, do the ends justify the means? And like, given how dire the end of the world is, I'm kind of like, yeah, in the case of what I've been presented in these books, and as far as literally the world and civilization as we know it's coming to an end, the ends do actually justify the means. So I actually have very little sympathy for the protagonist. And I've already got Maze Runner because it's not alone in that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like the 100 is actually another good example where, they land on this planet and basically the characters, they have this entire society set up. It's been a couple of years since I've seen it, but basically they have this whole society set up with their own beliefs and ideas. And these people come in, it's like, oh, this is wrong and evil. We're basically going to change your entire society. Is it like, this is kind of like a common thing in like this young adult dystopia type of stuff where it's, secret cabal organizations and are they evil or not?
The Hunger Games.
Yeah. The Hunger Games is another good example. I feel a little bit more cut and dry about Hunger Games.
Yeah.
As far as, that one was a little more cut and dry than I'd say, for instance, the Maze Runner.
What was the other one? They made like
I read one.
First couple of movies, but they didn't make them all.
Oh, Divergent.
That's it. Divergent.
I don't think I read the books. I'm pretty sure I didn't read the books. But I've seen the movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay. That's the best I can say.
I read the Hunger Game books, but I think I've only watched the first movie.
Shows you how unforgettable it is. I can't actually remember if I read the books or not. Hunger Game books were actually much better than I thought they'd be.
Yes.
Like the way they treated Katniss was actually much more realistic.
Yes.
Then I'm like, okay, this is actually interesting from a, basically what does war do to a person?
Mm-hmm.
And the movies were, I thought, well done.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed them. And they stuck pretty well to the books.
Yeah.
Now I haven't seen any of the other stuff, like the Ballad of whatever it is. I've only seen the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Harry Potter where I have no desire to do the others. I just haven't felt like it.
Yeah.
I'll give, one of these days, who knows? But yeah, no, Hunger Games is definitely good. Although I always think of Battle Royale is always in my mind.
Yes.
So, for those who don't know, Battle Royale is a 1990s, I want to say, original book where it's literally the first movie of Hunger Games.
Mhm.
A lot more graphic, but just different.
But anyways, yes, there's going to be a TV series based off of the Arc of the Scythes.
Yeah.
It's a
Interesting.
trilogy by Neil Schusterman. So
Well, I might actually have to pick it up now because it's been on my list for a while. It's
definitely
been
read at
one
least
of
the
those
first book.
that's on the recommended list. It's always been recommended, so we just kind of added it to my to-do list eventually.
Just like I said, at least read the first book, or listen into Audible, however you want to digest it. But at least give the first book a chance.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will eventually get there. Usually I add them to my Kindle and then watch on Keep Up for when it goes on sale.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next story is we have another data breach. This one
has a data breach. Oh no!
This one is for Discord. So basically, as if anyone needs to know this, but we're going to do this anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, if you receive a strange message from someone saying they're with customer support, you don't have to answer it. Okay? You don't need to give, if they're asking for personal information, you don't have to give it to them.
Indeed. The general go-to is if something happens, you get a data breach email, whether or not it's valid.
Yep.
Like say for instance, Facebook, right?
Yep.
They send you like your password has been breached or whatever.
Yep.
Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. There's actually a good chance it has. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, the best practice is actually go to Facebook,
mm-hmm.
via like your phone or web browser, and then go ahead and change your password that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you, to your point, if you get the email and you click that link, because like the phishers are becoming more and more sophisticated all the time with making it look legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I know pretty well like PC security and all that stuff. And like, it's pretty hard nowadays, honestly, to tell if it's like a legitimate email or not.
Yes.
So you're better off just going to the website and just changing your password.
Yes.
Although it is kind of ironic because a lot of security experts nowadays are like, actually changing your password's dumb, use a passkey. But that's a whole other bag of stuff.
Yes. Seriously, yeah. if even if you are in the application and you get a messenger message with a link to change your password, do not click that link.
And yeah, because companies will tell you all the time, like they will never directly contact you to like do that type of stuff. It might be like, yeah, or it'll be like a news post on like, CNN being like, hey, data breach. Then it's like, oh, okay, I should probably change my password. Yes. But generally speaking, they're never going to be like, what are your credentials?
Yes. Please, can you give us your credit card number, your IP address, your social security number, your mail address? No, none of that.
Maybe we should start right here in Alta Confusion, where Alta Confusion posts their information just as a trial. See how it goes.
No.
See how quickly it stays secret.
No, I just love the fact that do you remember going on a little bit of a tangent here, but you remember that what was it called? SafeLock ad where the CEO showed his social security number?
Yep.
And after that ad was run, he already had like 3 new credit cards, some loan request. I mean, the dude got just trashed because SafeLock couldn't actually save him.
Nope. Yeah. Third-party service is not going to help your security. It's kind of our responsibility to be responsible for your own security. I mean, it's really what it comes down to.
Yes. Always err on the side of caution.
Yep.
I know it's a pain in the ass to do extra steps, but if you want to be safe, extra steps are key in life.
You mean 2-factor authentication, everything?
If possible, yeah.
I'm pretty sure all my websites now use some form of 2FA.
I think most of mine's 2FA and or passkey.
Yeah.
Which is good because some of these websites that I don't normally go to, thankfully I now just have to do the passkey thing instead of trying to remember what the hell my password was.
The one that gets me sometimes, it's the websites where you go to and like there's not even a log on. They're like, what's your email address? And then you send you the code to your email address. And that's how you log in.
Yep.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. Because like I like using my password manager to be like, yo, bro, here's my password. I'm good. And then I can do my 2FA if I need to easily.
Right.
But I don't know. The password one throws me off. Or like the email one, I should say.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about some exciting news. And this goes back into the heyday of Charlie and Zealeus's PC gaming adventures.
Oh, dear.
An oldie but goodie, a tried and true series is back, baby, and that is Heroes of Might and Magic.
What?
That's right. It is back.
No way.
It is under the so basically here we go. In time for the 30th anniversary comeback, there will be a Heroes of Might and Magic. They are utilizing the indie publisher Hooded Horse, who specializes in strategy games, city builders, and the like. Hooded Horse is the publisher behind Manor Lords and Against the Storm.
Yep.
It knows its audience, and the developer is going to be an old school gaming outfit called Unfrozen. And the result, basically, it's going to be called Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. And, of course, the subtitle is kind of just a heads up to this will be a prequel to the existing series taking place in the earlier timeline, which, to be honest with you, I didn't know there was a timeline to the Heroes of Might and Magic.
Don't you know your lore, bro?
But they are basically going to be pulling a lot of love from Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which is the restoration of Erathia. So there's going to be tons of nostalgia there. They are going to make sure that it's sturdy, it's smooth to play, but basically try not to pull too much off of or too much away from what made Heroes of Might and Magic the bomb.
I mean, I just looked up. So while you're talking, I looked up the Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era on Steam. And what they have there in the screen grabs in the video, like, and this isn't a bad thing.
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to tell if it's a new version of Heroes of Might and Magic or like Heroes of Magic 3, like remastered.
Yes.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
Because like sometimes you have a winning formula and like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like we like building cities, we like building armies.
Yes.
You have your spell book to do stuff. Like they're all there already.
Yeah.
So it's like just do it, and you know, I'm sure there'll be some DLCs of like additional races and stuff like that, which is cool. But like it already exists, and from what I'm seeing, like in my mind at least, they're doing it right, where it's, you know, a new title in the Heroes of Might and Magic. And, you know, I'm sure there'll be some nice, you know, 2026 quality of life improvements to make the gameplay better without like, you know, be like, you know, instead of having a city builder, it's going to be a automated sim where you have to buy, you know, you have a daily energy setting that you can buy potions to get more energy, to get more troops, because we're going to make it a live service game.
Dear God,
what do you think?
Please don't.
Exactly. So they're not doing something crazy where they're taking like, here's Might and Magic, but not.
Right.
Nope. It just looks like it's Heroes of Might and Magic for 2026, which I say fan-freaking-tastic, because sometimes that's what gamers want, is they just basically want the same game updated.
It works for Madden.
Yeah, but they're not going to intentionally remove features to force you to buy Heroes of Might and Magic, the theatrical era. That might have that feature that they took out in the olden era, but they're going to add in the theatrical era.
Yeah.
So, no, I think that's cool. It sounds like the developer, because I'm familiar with the publisher and those games. They Against the Storm is a fantastic game, and I haven't played Manor Lore, but I'm familiar with it.
But I've heard good things about it.
They're all very well received. So, like, in terms of being with a publisher, because sometimes you see a publisher, especially in the MMO world, and you're like, yay, Nexon, this is going to go well. This is a case where,
going to feel funny.
Yeah. No, this is good. I appreciate the publisher and the developer. So that's, I think, will be a for the fans of the genre, as far as I can tell, it'll be a no-brainer.
Now, pop quiz for Zealeus. Do you remember what the name of the game was that Heroes of Might and Magic was based off of?
I can picture it in my head. No, I can't remember.
Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. No, it's gone from mine now. I had it.
I remember playing it at your house.
I know.
Like, I remember sitting up there on the second floor playing it. I could, like, visualize the game, but the title eludes me. King's Bounty?
Yes, King's Bounty. That's what it was. Good job, Zealeus.
Wow. I just spent all my brain cells for the week. Yeah.
Good job.
That would have been middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we had to do like the what's the third word on the 18th page?
The old school captcha, or not captcha, but security check. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Which I later learned there was only like 5 different combinations.
Yes.
Like, as a kid, I truly thought it was like they had the manual. It was like a randomized thing where it's like, you don't know what you're going to get me any of like the 20,000 words in the book. No. I later learned it was like websites that would tell you like the 5 different possible answers.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn it.
Yep.
I think it would have been much cooler if they had the entire manual in there and it was just randomized, but oh well.
Yeah. That would have sucked.
We would have known the difference because
No,
you still
we
had that
wouldn't
the manual.
We wouldn't have. Let's be honest. We wouldn't have.
Yeah, true.
All right. I feel like we're ping-ponging between happy, sad, happy, sad. I don't know. Maybe happy, maybe sad. There is a big rumor that's going around right now that says EA is probably going to sell off BioWare within the next year.
I mean, it can't be any more boo. So
yeah,
it's not that I'm optimistic. It's more so that I'm not pessimistic because could it be any worse?
Well, here's the thing. I'm hoping that they sell it off and don't shutter it, because that's the other thing that could happen.
True, that's fair. Yeah.
They're basically EA, because of Dragon Age was a Vanguard.
Yeah.
They want to drop it like it's hot. BioWare needs some fresh air. They need to get away from EA. Maybe go find a way back to their roots. I don't know how, but.
Well, I guess the question is, though, do you now have, I don't know the publisher names or developer names, but of like Baldur's Gate and now Expedition 33, do we maybe have different developers picking up that mantle a little bit of great RPGs?
Well, okay, so Baldur's Gate, I think is, what was it, Larian?
That sounds right. Which to be fair, they had a bunch of other RPGs because they were Pillars of Eternity, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's not like they were new to the genre.
Right. And then Expedition 33 it's a French outfit. I don't remember off the top of my head though.
I have no idea their actual developer name is.
Maybe. I mean, maybe the studio. Ooh. Okay, so if they sell off BioWare, do the IPs go with it?
I mean, that's all up to the lawyers, probably.
Right, I know, but I'm just saying that.
I mean, I would think the big ones would be Dragon Age and Mass Effect.
Yes.
I think the hard one would be like KOTOR, because obviously that's now Disney, and
Yep.
who the hell knows how that works.
And I'm pretty sure that
Well, I know
Disney
Blair's
has
gonna make more money
reclaimed
off
that
of that
one.
But I mean, Dragon Age and Mass Effect are the two big ones in my mind.
Yeah.
To get pulled out and kind of get back, because I mean, how long has it been rumored that there's now a Mass Effect 5, I guess 4, whatever we're calling it, depending on Andromeda is in the sequence. Why don't know that's still happening? Who actually knows? Given the sale,
Right. Well, I mean, they already
yeah.
sold off. I mean, they had to have passed off the Baldur's Gate IP because that was BioWare.
True. Yeah.
So, I mean, Neverwinter Nights, KOTOR, Jade Empire. Would love to see a new Jade Empire.
I want my Jade Empire, damn it.
Mass Effect, Dragon Age.
There was even talk of a Mass Effect video. I mean, TV series.
TV series, yeah, through Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so it's kind of. I mean, I would obviously love to see more. I mean, it's about Mass Effect is basically. Oh my gosh. It's the one on. It's the other. It's the space one on Amazon Prime. The Expanse. Yeah, I mean, Mass Effect is basically The Expanse,
but with aliens.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. True. But as far as like travel through space, oh my gosh, there's a warp thing. So I feel like they're basically the same story already. Yeah. So I'm like, how much of a market is there for a Mass Effect TV series when we already have The Expanse on Amazon Prime? I want to see it because I love Mass Effect, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm skeptical of how it's going to do. But given this, it could be in 5 years. So who actually knows?
True. Who indeed knows?
I sure shit don't anymore.
Anyways, basically the rumor is that EA is going to try to sell off all their non-sports franchise stuff.
Well, I mean, this is Emeritus's big thing is getting in. Like, I think they own like 10% of 10. They own parts of Tencent. They own parts of a bunch of gaming companies.
Right.
Not outright like they do EA now, but this is their whole thing is basically getting involved in a bunch of really cultural companies.
Yep.
Sports are a big one.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's pause real quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore, and that, of course, are the friends of the show. And so we will start off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local community to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is the AV Master himself, and that, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Kid 47 Media. It's your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we got to give is to an individual who I need to get over to my house to help get some of these aches and pains out of my body from all of the gaming and working that I've been doing recently, and that, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the music maestro himself. That, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content? Just like Alter Confusion, CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And the final shout out we got to give is to the original backer of Alter Confusion through Patreon, and that, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Ax leads both the development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist Agile Ax, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, I know at this very moment in time that you got to be dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's quite simple. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, vampires, werewolves, swamp creatures, mummies, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have two tiers. We have the $1 a month tier. That's $1 a month or $12 a year. What that gets you is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling a little extra frisky, you can pump that up to $5 a month. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. What you get is everything at the $1 tier, but you also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion today. Now, the next thing we got to tell you is like quickly approaching. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 14 years straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion today. And yes, Zealeus, it is 14 years.
Are you sure it's 14 years? Is that really possible?
Yes, it is.
That is amazing.
I know. And it's coming in early November where we will be streaming for 24 hours straight. Raising money.
I can't even count that high anymore.
Count to 24?
Not in consecutive hours. That's too much to ask, man.
Well, I will continue
I can't handle 24.
I will continue to raise that banner.
There you go. So
24 hours of Battlefield 1. That would be probably torture for me. Not going to be.
Isn't Battlefield 6 out now or in beta or something? Sam, how is Battlefield 6? I'm curious. I've heard they don't have enough maps and they're too small, and it just doesn't have the same like effects as say like Battlefield 3. That's what I'm reading on the private, forums at least. But I never played them, so I really have no opinion one way or the other. But as an expert such as yourself, I'm curious because I'm sure you played the beta.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's Sam. He has to have played the Battlefield beta.
Oh, I'm sure he has. But I will probably be playing Hades 2 and a smorgasbord of other games. I have tried out that new game that we talked about, I think 2 weeks ago, that already has another game that's already got a TV show in the works. I think it's called Absalom. I think that was what it was called. I picked it up on the Switch, so I'll probably be playing a little bit of that. It is definitely a rogue-like game where you're going to try to go as far as you can. It's not really a platformer per se, but it is definitely, you're moving from left to right. And the enemies run into the screen stops, you try to kill all the enemies, and then you advance to the next screen type of thing.
There you go.
And you can play co-op.
Ooh. Bring back memories of Cyberdogs.
So maybe I will have a second player with me to help during certain parts. Who knows?
I think that's a good way to keep yourself somewhat entertained too, then.
My eldest child might make an appearance.
You should get him started when they're young and have him help you at like 1 a.m.
Well, he is starting to try to do recordings for his YouTube channel, so I might pull him in. We'll see.
Maybe you guys could trade off.
No, I'll stay the entire 24, but he might assist during parts of it. We'll see. All right. Let's move on to the next story, shall we? And I don't know if this is good or bad, but it would appear that Gearbox Studios is having yet another problem. And I'm not talking about the movie this time for Borderlands. I'm talking about Borderlands 4. And now they rushed it out to try to make up for the atrocity that was the movie. And now it appears that after a month of it being released to the public, Borderlands 4, at least on Steam, has lost 85% of its player count. 85%.
The problem is that metric is only relevant in relation to other games. So, like other popular games, what is the retention over a month? Like, that's the only way that data makes sense to me.
Right.
Because maybe other games also lose 80 to 85% of their user base over the first month. I don't have any idea. So it sounds doom and gloom, but honestly, I'm just kind of like, okay. 85% doesn't mean anything to me, honestly.
So on the launch weekend, it had just over 304,000 concurrent players. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just, the last time that I looked at it, it was at 33,000.
Which, I mean,
still,
I don't know if that's good or
a couple
bad.
thousand, a couple tens of thousands, but
yeah. Who knows? I certainly don't know.
No, I don't know either. But I'm hoping that all of the glitching issues are taken care of. I hope at this point.
I mean, are all the glitch issues ever truly taken care of?
No, but the ones that were debilitating to a huge chunk of the user base, I'm hoping those have been taken care of without having to do a bunch of manual shit outside of the game in order to make it kind of work. I'm hoping, maybe, I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get there.
Yeah. Maybe. All right, let's talk about a weird thing that happened recently, and now they, of course, have already fixed this. This was basically a week and a half ago. apparently for some weird reason, Amazon Prime decided to remove all of the guns from the James Bond posters for all of the movies in the Prime Video section. So literally it looked like it made James Bond look really weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's his iconic pose, is like he has a gun.
There's a couple of them that like the gun was in the holster. So yeah, okay. So now it's just an empty holster. But there's also pictures of James Bond with, just like holding the gun up like this, like right underneath its chin. And now
I
it's
think
just
GoldenEye's iconic, right? Where
yeah.
he's with the gun pointing up. Yes, that is stupid signal virtuing, is what that is.
It'd be like doing removing all of the weapons from the Ninja Turtles on the Ninja Turtle posters. It just looked weird.
Or Doctor Who without a sonic screwdriver.
Yes, or I mean, but let's get a little bit weirder. Like like there's movies with the Forrest Gump movie where they removed the flowers and the box of chocolate.
I think my favorite was there was a service where basically they took movies and they basically removed like anything that could have been considered like sketchy.
Oh, that was a Christian film organization.
Yeah. So that one I always thought, and like I saw some of the movies on there where it's like, how do you have like the Expendables on the service? Because that's like literally the entire movie.
Any Tarantino movie, that would be like what's left? Like
just blurp it all out.
You get to see the opening credit, some of the opening credits, and then all of the closing credits, and that's it. Really,
that's it. But there's some great credits, man.
Yeah, absolutely great credits.
The best credits you could ever ask for.
Super duper. That's just weird. No.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Just weird. So yeah, it's I imagine this was some, exec sitting in their nice penthouse. Be like, this is a great idea. And then, some graphics person gets this and they're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But I want to get paid and not get fired. So I'll do it. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
So it's like, I guarantee you, none of the low workers, like worker bees, thought this was a great idea. But you work at a company, Amazon, what do you do?
True.
It is what it is.
So there's another I don't know what this like resurrection of Avatar The Last Airbender is going on. It's been this huge resurgence of popularity. Yes, I know that there's the live action that's going on Netflix, and I know that they're talking about the third chapter to the whole series. You got, of course, Avatar The Last Airbender, then you got The Legend of Korra, now you've got, I don't remember what the third one is. But now there is information coming out that says that there is going to be an Avatar fighting game that's going to come out in 2026. It's going to be a 1v1 fighting game with hand-drawn 2D art style, and will pit classic characters from the Avatar franchise against one another.
Do I get to like bend air at my foes and smite them with water and fire?
Yes, you will be playing. Well, here's what I want to know is like, so Aang is the Avatar, right? So he could potentially have air, water, earth, fire, but then you have like Katara, who would be just water, and you would have like, the just stone, so there'd be a huge disadvantage. Like, are you? I don't know. I don't. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he'll be like M. Bison, where he's the final boss.
No, but he's like the main dude. You would want him to be like the first unlockable, or he would start as unlocked, right? Or maybe his avatar forms are unlockable.
And you have to choose which form to play with when you fight.
Sure, you're like
I don't know.
the fire version of Aang.
Because yes, that would definitely create a balance issue if you could use all 4 forms.
That would also be one hell of like. There's got to be some way that he has to like some button combination that he has to phase into different forms. Because otherwise,
yeah, but like the elite players will have no problem doing that because they'll do the button combination or they'll use a macro.
Yeah.
It's like do it instantaneously. So like, what now, bro?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You got nothing on me.
I'll show you all my magic.
I am magic. You are dead.
The game will offer 12 characters at launch and introduce more on a seasonal basis.
Of course. Seasonal DLC characters? What's that?
Yeah, I know. Like, what?
I can't imagine that happening.
The game will have cross-play and be available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and Steam.
Nice. I mean, sure, why not?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But still, I don't...
I mean, it's a fighting game that they can make a cash grab. That's what publishers want. They want the money, and this is, I guess, maybe one way to make money. Who knows? I mean, I don't play fighting games, so it's definitely I'm not the target audience.
I've dipped my toe in the water like maybe half a dozen times for fighting games, but it's definitely not my mainstay. But
I'll leave that to the professionals.
Sure.
Yeah, which I'm not.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. I got my butt whooped by. I think I accidentally entered one Street Fighter V competition, got my ass handed to me so fast it made my head spin.
That was the end of your professional esports career?
For fighting, yes.
Oh.
I mean, I've dipped my toe into.
There's still chance for other genres to become a professional esports player.
I dipped my toe a little bit into Legend of Runeterra and Smite and Paladins, but I definitely couldn't make it out of like the what do you call it? The lowest of the lowest.
Just think if you practice as much as those games as you put into basketball, maybe you could have become a professional.
I need to put more time into basketball because, oh my God, I was dying out there tonight. So maybe that's not a good.
Sounds like you just need some cardio.
Yes, I definitely need some more cardio. I did see a trailer for the next chapter of K-pop Demon Hunters. It's gonna be interesting.
Is it a real trailer? Because I see so much slop now where I
think it is a real trailer. But I've also heard that the mastermind behind K-pop Demon Hunter has vehemently said we are not doing a live action. I know that a lot of people want to see a live action, but that's just not going to happen.
Good. Like I've said this many times on the show, where sometimes a certain piece of art is better just kept in the original medium.
Yes.
And there's no need to move it to another medium. I know the answer is money, and the Hollywoods think they'll make the money off the live action, but sometimes just keep it where it is. And that's the truest art of it. So I'm perfectly happy with it not being live action and just staying as a animated. Of course, the question is, how much are they going to try milking it from an animated perspective now?
True.
I mean, that I can see happening for sure. You're going to have this. You're going to have the prequel. You're going to have, an offshoot story of all the other Han Moon artists. Although we know the Han Moon's terrible anyway, so who cares?
We'll find out.
I don't know.
Can the sequel capture the craziness that was the first one?
It's going to be hard, no doubt. I mean, I know when I watched it, I was totally shocked. But I will say, for me at least, like the more time has gone on, the more I actually like the music.
Yes.
So like I liked it when I first saw it,
Yes.
but as time has gone, I'm like, okay, this is actually better and better and better. So like I do think in that way, like it is a movie in music that will, stand the test of time, so to speak,
Mhm.
and not just be a flash in the frying pan. But I think legitimacy of the quality of the music will actually hopefully be able to carry over to basically a second album. Is what I'm hoping. And it's not just because it's the hot new thing, it's the hot new thing because it's good.
Well, I mean,
That's what I'm hoping.
the crazy thing is that album has gone platinum.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's still in the top 10 of Netflix, and
I know.
stuff doesn't stay in the top 10 of Netflix that long. So it's pretty nutty. The sales or the popularity of it is just, and the continued well, from what I hear, we also have kids to thank for some of those numbers because apparently they've all seen it 400 times.
Yes.
So I definitely think the repeatability definitely helps.
Yes.
Much to probably some households' chagrin.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. But no, I'm hoping that the second one is just as good as the first one.
Yeah.
As long as Derpy and Susie are in it.
Hopefully. Okay. I got one other thing real quick. This is a hopeful wish. But we talked earlier about how EA might be selling off all the non-sports related companies and whatnot. One of the IPs that EA has right now that they have no plans on advancing, but with maybe the sales of certain studios, maybe we'll see some new life, because the creator of a certain horror sci-fi series would love to see this series get some new love and attention, and that, of course, is Dead Space. So maybe,
I know that's your baby. So
maybe that gets sold off, and we can get a true Dead Space 4, where they don't screw everyone over like they did in Dead Space 3.
One can only hope.
Yes, one can only hope. One can only hope. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we've reached the end of the show. Now, I do want to both inform you wonderful people and Zealeus that unfortunately next Thursday we're going to have a slight delayed start again. And I will once again be a sweaty freaking mess for the show, but we will do it, okay? So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting everything in our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday, slightly later, for another exciting Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. And we're out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do this, but I've actually got to run.
Are you going to actually run? Because it sounds like you need some exercise.
Yes, I am actually going to sprint up the stairs, grab my car keys, and leave. Because I'm supposed to meet up with some people. From the basketball league that I play in. So
as I keep telling our robotics kids, at some point you're gonna have to pick your priorities, yo.
Hey, I'm covering all my bases tonight, okay?
I'm just saying. Audio.
All right.